This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Demco, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana. I'm Jace Lemoyne. I'm standing for Mr. Gare this morning. He had a procedure at the hospital. Had two guest hosts lined up, Mr. Chase Clement and Mr. Jeff Jackson with Louisiana Wildlife Consulting. Both of them had something come up this morning. Chase had an unexpected meeting, and Mr. Jeff fell sick last night. So anyway, I'm here. I'm going to try to do what I can to put on I got the format we were going to talk about is just a little different, not having anybody sitting with you. So y'all bear with me. We got a few things we're going to talk about. We're going to bring back something that some old videos that we had done in the past. We're going to call it Paradise, Louisiana Classics. Mr. Gary's going to be out for a little while. So we're going to go back to the old archives and every now and then play a couple of episodes. I was looking back yesterday and I found one that my daughter and I did 9 years ago, episode 698. I'm going to get Chris to play a little bit back of that. We used to film live from Rouse's and TJ Ribs. So we have a little bit of footage of that coming up, probably 3-4 minutes, try to fill in some of this time. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. You watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Peyton Murphy. I trust him.
Very respectful.
Very professional.
Reliable.
Very knowledgeable.
You can't ask for nothing better than that.
Choosing the right lawyer is an important decision. Visit murphylawfirm.com or call me, Attorney Peyton Murphy, 928-8800.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
Sign up today for the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament. You can fish inshore or offshore, from the bank or a boat, for a chance to win a truck, a boat, tackle packages, and more. Male or female, young or old, the Star has a division for you. Your registration also helps CCA continue its work to rebuild critical fish habitat along our coast for all to enjoy. Don't go fishing this summer without your Star ticket. Go to ccastar.com to sign up today.
Peyton Murphy. I trust him.
Very respectful.
Very professional.
Reliable.
Very knowledgeable.
You can't ask for nothing better than that.
Choosing the right lawyer is an important decision. Visit murphylawfirm.com or call me, Attorney Peyton Murphy, 928-8800.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, I just wanted to say we had a wonderful season. My little girl and I enjoyed, trying to video everything we did so we can show the viewers what our hunting season was like. And we struggled at times, but right there towards the end of the season, it all came together. We had 4 real good hunts. I got on camera. There's a lot of stuff you can't get on camera, just because of light and different things, but she shot a doe at 295 yards. Here we are in the ground blind. We set up and wasn't quite sure where the deer were going to come out, but they, I was actually taking a little nap in the stand. She busted me. I said, look, I said, I'm a little tired. I said, why don't you let Daddy take a nap? I said, when something comes out, you know, go on and wake me up. So I was laying on the ground, and she tapped. She said, Daddy, they got 2 deer coming out. I said, oh, don't pick on me like that. She goes, I'm serious. I look up, there was 3 deer out there. So we got situated, and our range was 295 yards, and she put an unbelievable shot on this deer.
We looked at the footage, looked like I put a pretty good shot on it, and we're gonna go see if we can find it. Right here. There's some blood on the tree. There's more blood. Uh-oh. Okay. Here's some more. There she is. Look. Where? Over there. Ah, look at her.
There she is. Good shooting, Tootie. We got invited to come on a little doe hunt this afternoon with a buddy of mine back at Barlowville. This is Brooke's second deer this year, but it's the first one we actually get on camera. Last day of the season, so I'm proud of my little girl. Give me a sugar. Been a long hunting season. We struggled, but it was worth it, right? Now we get to go home and celebrate and make some deer jerky and some deer ground meat and deer sausage. Shot. Unbelievable shot my little girl made. Here we're on my place in the Vols Parish. They had a couple hogs that was coming out, tearing up the food plots, and we set up on them. We had been getting some pictures of them. It was a big sow with about 7 little pigs. Hog comes down the road just perfect.
What are you doing trying to control it? Everybody all over the state and all over the country right now trying to control them. I remember one time you brought us some footage, y'all were killing them, you know, out of helicopter.
Yeah.
You know, you had a little bit more open land where y'all do. Y'all got so many different range that y'all do with Good Hope, but what are you doing on your personal land? Y'all trap them too with the pins?
We do almost anything you can. We have a couple traps out there that set up year round. The hogs haven't been as big a problem this year on me as they have in the past. Biggest reason is I've got my feet off the ground. I started using gravity feeders where the hog, it's not just a spin feeder throwing the feet on the ground. If you get the feet off the ground, you're not going to have the hog problems like you normally would because they can't get to it.
Now tell me about this hunt real quick.
But this is a great little hunt. Got some good footage. The hog, the big sow coming in with her 7 little pigs, and we were able to get a good shot on the sow. She killed it. We didn't get to shoot any of the little ones, but we're still hopeful they'll come back.
Y'all go back and trap this.
Oh, they'll come back. We'll just trap them.
We looked at the footage. It looks like I made a pretty good shot. I shot her in the motor, and it looks like she ran this way. Guys, stay tuned to Watching Paradise Louisiana.
What you got, Nanny? Brooke just smoked her a pig, baby. Good shoot.
I'm here at the camp with my friend Peyton and Allie, and we shot a big pig. Hog. And whenever we saw the piggy, she came out with her babies, and then I shot her, and then she ran in front of us and went over there and fell, and then she made some noise. She's like, ah! We're like, ah, ah! Like, we're like, ah, ah! And then the piggies are still there, and they ran off. And there were 7 piggies. 7, yeah. And then, yeah. Stay tuned. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Sign up today for the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament. You can fish inshore or offshore from the bank or a boat for a chance to win a truck, a boat, tackle packages, and more. Male or female, young or old, the Star has a division for you. Your registration also helps CCA continue its work to rebuild critical fish habitat along our coast for all to enjoy. Don't go fishing this summer without your Star ticket. Go to ccastar.com to sign up today.
Peyton Murphy. I trust him.
Very respectful.
Very professional.
Reliable.
Very knowledgeable.
You can't ask for nothing better than that.
Choosing the right lawyer is an important decision. Visit murphylawfirm.com or call me, Attorney Peyton Murphy, 928-8800.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Gary. Let him know we're praying for him this morning. He's having a little procedure done. I had a couple guest hosts coming, but it spurred a moment. You know, they weren't able to make it. Mr. Jeff Jackson with Feliciana Wildlife Consulting, just an old friend of mine, retired from DEQ. He was going to come in this morning and talk about food plots and the introduction of the CWD disease that's kind of spreading through Louisiana. We were going to talk about how that's affecting the wildlife. I'm still going to go on with it, even though he's not here. We're going to talk about some of the key things that, you know, he was going to mention. You know, one thing that Jeff does is he helps me. We counterparts in this, in the timber harvesting and wildlife management. It all plays in together. And Jeff goes on these places and, you know, helps enhance the wildlife through timber cutting, food plots, and different methods. One thing that people's got to realize with this CWD, they've quarantined probably 13 parishes already where they're going to outlaw feeding. Because when you feed the wildlife, it brings them into a confined area, and disease is spread a whole lot easier. CWD is something new, but it's not just CWD. It's what they call blue tongue, different things, and a lot of it correlates with feeding. A lot of the issues we're having with the hog population, if you take your feet off the ground, the hogs aren't going to come. So I know what I do on my place. You know, I try to limit my feeding. Do a lot more natural food plots. Like right now, starting next week, we're going to do some summertime plots. I got some joint vetch, some Allison clover, some iron clay cow peas. We're going to start planting some summertime plots. And you got to realize, you know, deer need to be healthy 24 hours a day, 12 months a year. Thing I don't like about feeding is you limit yourself. You start feeding before deer season, and come September, deer season's over with, everybody just stops feeding. So it leaves the deer very vulnerable. A lot of them will get weak. You know, the hardest part of the winter is when hunting season ends and everybody just stops feeding. So I try to do a lot of salt licks, do a lot of summertime plots. You know, I plant clovers on all my food plots. I got 400 acres. I probably have maybe 35 acres of food plots, and there's clover all the time on there, and I just reseed it every year. This year I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try some joint vetch, some iron clay cow peas, and some Allison clover. It's a real good wildlife mix. It's good for the summertime. We can start doing that. I got my cousin Mike DiStefano from Plaquemine. He's going to Illinois today, and I gave him a sack of joint vetch and clover and 3 sacks of iron clay cowpeas. He's going to have some food plots he's going to put up in Illinois. So come October, I said, I'll do this, but you got to at least take me hunting up there. So we should have a couple trips to Illinois coming up during bow season. That's going to be pretty exciting. Next thing, we're going to talk about the hogs. I've mentioned this several episodes ago. The hard numbers on the hog, what the hogs are doing to the crops. So I talked to my cousin Jonah Lemoyne. He owns and operates JL Farms in Navalls Parish. And we sat down this morning drinking some coffee. And this is one of the topics that we were going to really hit on because it's detrimental to the farmers. And this is his numbers. He got 1,700 acres of soybeans, 400 acres of corn, and 900 acres of cane. And I asked him, what is the percentage of your crops that you feel you lose every year? And he said the beans is 20%, corn's 20%, and the cane is 10%. And he just gave me some rough gross revenues. That's not after, that's just what these crops will generate gross before expenses. So you can looking at $600 an acre on the soybeans, $800 an acre on the corn, and $2,000 an acre on cane. And you put those numbers, so he's basically losing $120 an acre on his bean crop, $160 an acre on the corn crop, and $200 an acre on the cane crop. That's a lot of money, Now, one thing that, he did say, some of the acres are more prone and susceptible to damage because if, like the cane, if it's in a big open cane field, no farm, no hunting ground around it, you're not going to have as much damage. But where these crops are associated with wood lots and other places, the damage is astronomical. So as a whole, you might have one 50-acre field that has 40% damage, then you might have a 100-acre field got 2% damage just because it's further away from the woods. It's a lot easier to keep the hogs out. So, it's a real big problem. And I went this morning and I picked up a new hog trap. It's called a pig brig. It's a big net. You've seen it on TV before. It works real well. Mike loaned it to me. And we're going to try to set it up. It's not real hard. It's very easy to set up. Works real well. It's probably one of the most effective methods of catching pigs. So we got that going on. And we're going to take a short commercial break. And we'll be back with more of Jason Lemoyne standing in for Mr. Gary Responer this morning. Okay?
Peyton Murphy. I trust him.
Very respectful.
Very professional.
Reliable.
Very knowledgeable.
You can't ask for nothing better than that.
Choosing the right lawyer is an important decision. Visit murphylawfirm.com or call me, Attorney Peyton Murphy, 928-8800.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
For generations, anglers from across the globe have put their trust in Abu Garcia. Because out here on the water, we know our science is your religion. Fish like a fanatic with the latest generation of Revo. Featuring up to 24 pounds of max drag. Designed for leverage and power. Built on corrosion resistance and comfort. World-class adventure awaits with Revo. Abu Garcia for life.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. We have the Friends of the NRA hunting report. I finally got some video and pictures from my buddy Carl Schreiber with Whack-'em Outdoors in Nebraska. Travis went up there a couple weeks ago. He sent me some pictures and videos of what they did. Carl's oldest son, Cole, killed that big four-bearded turkey with 1.5-inch spurs. Got some good pictures of it. We showed them last week. But Carl's other son, Tyson, killed a monster two-bearded turkey. I think one beard was 10 inches, the other one was 9.5-inch spurs. They were able to get that one on camera. Carl's not the best cameraman in the world. He says if I pay him something, he might be better at it. But he got the turkey coming in, got everything, and when Tyson shot the turkey, Carl got so excited he took the camera off the turkey. But he got most of it done, got some good pictures of it. Real excited. Good turkey. Very, very proud of Tyson. It was a real good season for them up there. I've been up 10, 11 years in a row. This is the first year I didn't get to make it. And they had probably the best season ever as far as killing big turkeys. Mature birds, you know. They said I wasn't there to shoot all the 2-year-olds. That's why they didn't kill none. So all they killed was 3- and 4-year-old turkeys. So next year, I guess I have to wait a little bit and not shoot the first Jake and the first 2-year-old turkey. I see we might be able to kill bigger birds. Turkey season is pretty much over with. I got a few more pictures from some buddies that killed some turkeys in other states, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Mississippi, and Texas. Like I said, I didn't get to make a turkey hunt this year. Next year will be a little bit better. Got those pictures. Hopefully Chris will be able to fit most of them in. Let's do the Abu Garcia fishing report. Mr. Garrett sent me some emails about some of the fishing reports and some of the tournaments. So this past week we had the Junior Southwest Bassmasters Denham Springs Youth Club. They held a tournament in May. We got some of the results. It was a pretty tough, from the results I'm reading off right here, it was pretty tough weekend. I don't know if the weather was bad or whatnot, but there wasn't a whole lot of big catches. The first place group in the 15 to 18-year-old age class, first place was Brandon Sheridan from Ponchatoula with a 8.6 pound five fish limit. Second place was Blake Leroy from Bruley, 5 pounds. Third place was Evan Burris from Walker, 2.6 pounds. The big bass was Brandon Sheridan with 2.7. So congratulations, Brandon. The next age class was 11 to 14. First place was Connor Talley from Greenville Springs, 3.29. Second place was Cooper Redstock from Norco, 3.5 pounds. And third place was Parker Richmond from Port Allen, 2.74 pounds, but only with 3 fish. So he actually did really good. He just only caught 3 fish instead of 5. There were several other age classes. Chris will put them up on the wall. That way, you'll be able to have more time to look at it. Fishing report from Toledo Bend is getting good. I talked to JT Sunday, and the weather's getting good. The water's starting to stabilize a little bit. Sun shining and the fish are biting. You just gotta, there's several guides you can get a hold of in Toledo Bend if you go to their website. Call one of the guides. It's worth it. It costs a little bit, but they'll put you on fish. There's probably 15, 20 different guides in Toledo Bend, Lake Dorabone. It's worth it. All these guys got their own brush piles. Most of them run live scopes. And if you want to go catch fish, give one of them a call. If they booked up, they'll refer you to someone else. Toledo Bend typically, end of part of May and first part of June is the best time to fish. Fish around the weather. This week the weather's good. We should be making a trip up there next week. I think Memorial Day or Labor Day. What's next weekend? Whatever it is, Memorial Day, Labor Day weekend. Monday we can try to be up there. on the water fishing, and I'll be able to give you a live report. I want to give a shout out to the LSU Tigers. They were able to win the series this weekend against South Carolina. You know, we're not in the driver's seat. They have the SEC tournament coming up this weekend. I think we are a number 3 seed, which is good because we have 2 byes. So we're not going to play till, I think, Friday. So we can be looking forward to that. And I also wanted to give out a shout out to John Foster. I don't know if y'all been following him on American Idol, but he's a local boy from West Baton Rouge Parish, lives right here in Addis. And he was the runner-up on American Idol. I've been following him for a while. He's a family friend and real good young man. Got a good, bright future ahead of him. He's a student at LSU. He's a senior last year, graduated valedictorian, enrolled at LSU in, I think, pre-med. And he auditioned for American Idol a couple months ago and made it. And he made it all the way to the big dance. They had the final 3 last night. I watched it. It took about an hour and a half. But just want to congratulate him and all the support that Louisiana gave him. It was nice. We've had, one thing people don't realize about Louisiana, we think about the food and the hunting, but we also have a lot of real good artists. And we've had several. A couple years ago, Lane Hardy from French Settlement, I think he actually won the whole thing on American Idol. And then several years ago, David Saint Romain, it was either American Idol or The Voice, he won. So we got a lot of other things going on in Louisiana besides hunting and fishing. Also, I was reading the journal yesterday, and we just got a new pope elected, and the first American pope, and the oracle here says new pope has ties to a Vols parish. I was reading the oracle of it, that Pope Leo's ancestors they were from a Vols parish, so we have a lot of we have something else to be blessed with. So we have a pope who actually has roots and ties in Louisiana and America. So anyway, it was a good show. Mr. Gary, we missed you. Hopefully next weekend you'll be back, and next Monday. And if you're not, somebody will be here, me or Chase or Jeff Jackson, or somebody will be standing in for you. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week on Paradise, Louisiana.
This is your weekly trip to Paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.